Hey, 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 hey. That's right. Hey, 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 everybody. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. TGIF. Oh, yeah. We made it to another weekend, and it is a holiday weekend. So I want to make sure that you're out here and you're doing the right things. And if you're not doing the right things, make sure the wrong people don't see you doing the wrong thing. All right? Well, it's TGIF for me. And you know what I like to say? Besides, thank God it's Friday, I want to say thank God I'm fabulous because that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And that's what I want you to know. Now, let me tell you something. This show is on the road. Yeah, I'm on the road, y'all. I'm on the road. I've been getting this thing ready for you guys. How I thought I was going to do the show today, it didn't work out like how I thought I wanted it to work out. So I hope you hear me. I need somebody to come on in here and type a one in the comments. Make sure that you are hearing me. I think you are. I think you are. I see my little levels. But what I want to talk about, what I want to do is I want to know, what do you think about growth? It's Freedom Friday. You know, they say that you need space to grow. So let's think about that a little bit. Think about it. Because if some of you take care of pets or you got plants, you know, if you got that plant in a smaller pot, it's going to grow the size of that pot. That's what it's going to do. You put it in a larger pot and it's got more room for growth. Well, we're a lot like that too. So if you are staying in some of the small places, if you're in the small place that you've always been, you know what that means, right? That means you're starting your own growth. That's what it means. All right. But before we get so deep into the conversation, before we start talking, before you get in here and have a little dialogue with me, you know what we got to do? You know what we got to do? We got to do some breath work. It's only right. All right. Let's get into it. What I want you to do is inhale to the count of 4. And we're going to hold it for a few seconds. And then we're going to exhale. And we'll hold that for a few seconds. And we'll repeat that a few times. Now, you can close your eyes if you're in a place that you can do that. I don't want you to do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're driving. Don't do that if you're actually sitting at the desk. If you got your head pods on and you're taking a listen, we'll vibrate with us and listen. But if you can close your eyes, close your eyes. You want to take it a step further, put your hands over your heart and feel that you are alive. That's you. Let's get into it. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. One more time. Let's inhale. Hold it a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Doesn't that feel great? It feels real good. It feels good. It feels good to make it to another Friday. Hope you did that breath work. Hope you did it. Hope that it feels good for you. It's the weekend. And it's a long weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. So let's have respect for the holiday. But I know a lot of you are out here and you're going to be doing some things. You're going to be on the road. If you happen to be in South Carolina or coming to South Carolina, I know a lot of folks are going to be down at the beach because it is Black Bike Week. Yeah, Black Bike Week 2023. And as a matter of fact, you guys need to get on down to Conway and make sure that you visit Creative Designs Motorcycle Shop. Yeah, they've got a kickoff going on starting right now. Yes, they do. Starting right now. It's from 12 to 4. Today, they're kicking off Black Bike Week. So they got a little drop in there for you. And they are located at 1717 4th Avenue, Suite J in in Conway, South Carolina. Conway, South Carolina, because Black Bike Week is where? It is in Myrtle Beach. It is in South Carolina. Now, I know a lot of you all have been talking about Freaknik and getting a little worried about if you're in the footage or on the video. Well, listen, if you know some of the Black Bike Week, like I know some of that Bike Week, you might need to be thinking about that too. So make sure you go out there and have some fun. Make sure that you're not on the wrong video. You don't want to be on the wrong video. I promise you, you don't. Now, what we're talking about today, we're talking about growth. We're talking about you need that space to grow. So y'all can come on in here. You can get on in here and have that conversation with me. If you don't want to have the conversation, it's good. You might be on the road. You might be off today. You might not even be on your lunch break today, but somebody is at work. I know you are. And if you are listening, come on and let me know. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that growth. When we're talking about people who happen to be in situations, you grew up in a certain community. You grew up in a certain neighborhood. And you're still in that neighborhood. You're still in that same small space. You haven't taken an opportunity to extend. You know what that means? You stunt your own growth. When you want to grow, when you want to do bigger things, when you want to do bigger and live bigger and better, you got to expand. You got to get yourself out there. You got to be willing to step outside of the boundaries. You got to be willing to step outside of what you already know. You got to. I don't know if any of you ever had a pet snake or anything like that. You know, if you have a smaller, or in fact, we can talk about fish. If you've had an aquarium, if you put a fish in a small aquarium, what's happening? They're going to stay small. They need more room. They need space to grow. And that's the same thing for a plant. When you have a plant potted into a smaller pot, that plant isn't going to grow but so much, because that's just the nature of things. That's just how it is. But that goes for you too. When you want big things, when you have big dreams, you got to put yourself out there. You got to be willing to step outside of that comfort zone. You do. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. I see I've got some people in here watching the podcast right now, listening to what's going on. Why don't you guys go ahead and let me know where you are from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know. Do you know some people who kind of stayed in the same spaces and the same places? They're doing the same things. They're doing the same things. Let me know where you're from. Come on in here. Come on in here. Yesterday we were having a conversation and we were talking about AI. And I really enjoyed that conversation quite a bit, to be honest, because people are wondering, how far is AI going to go? Is it going to be taking people's job? Well, I got to just say this. Expand your knowledge. Make sure that you know what's going on. Make sure that you understand AI. You got a computer, you've got some type of device in your hand already. Look it up. Stop staying so small-minded. Don't do it. I see I got K Rose in the building. Matter of fact, K Rose said, hey, from upstairs. You know, she being kind of funny right now, y'all. That's real funny, because I told you I took the show on the road. Yeah, I'm here with my daughter, and I'm downstairs doing what I got to do, and she's upstairs. So what's going on, K Rose? I see she got a comment here. She said, I do know some people who stayed in the same spaces. I learned that wasn't growing either. Had to remove myself from them to truly expand. You're right. Sometimes you happen to grow beyond your friend group. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not. Because if they're not willing to grow, if they don't want to expand just as much as you do, then that's not those are not the people that you need to be around. You got to know that. You got to want more. And that's exactly, like I said, yesterday we were having this conversation when we're talking about AI. People were kind of feeling like a lot of insecurities. I hear a lot of people saying that they're afraid, it's scary, it's going to take away certain people's jobs. And there is some truth to that. But I say, why don't you look at, how can this help me improve what I do? How can I use this tool? Because that is what it is. It's a tool. It's a tool for you to use to actually, it might make your workload a little bit easier. That's how I use it. I use AI as an assistant. And personally, it's an assistant like I always wanted. It gets what I need to get done. I don't have to worry about it being done in terms of putting a deadline on it, because immediately when I put these prompts in, we're getting the work done. Also, we were talking a lot about family living yesterday. We just had a really great conversation, and we really could have had that conversation, and it could have extended beyond the hour that we were talking. And that's the reason why I kind of brought it up again, because I just thought it had a lot of value in there. We were talking about people learning to live together. And these subjects kind of go hand in hand with each other. Yeah, you got to get out here and expand. You should. But also, when you're talking about families who are making decisions to live together, well, there's a way to do that. There's a way to do that. There's a way to do that that works for everybody so that it makes sense. Right now are some very crucial times in terms of our economy. So you got to think smart. You got to use your money smart. The housing market is really in a position where, it may not be advisable to actually buy a new home right now. Apartment living, the cost of living in cities are escalating. So you really got to decide, how am I going to do this? Am I going to have a roommate? Am I going to make a decision to stay at home? You got decisions to make. But when you're making these decisions, you got to have a plan. And so I say that to say, if you've got somebody that you can stay with and you've got your budget, put your budget together, make sure that you stick to it. That's going to be important. You got to stick to a very basic budget. Everybody right now, adult, families, with kid, new graduate, wherever you are, right now, you need to figure out, how can I live below my budget, below what I make? Because you want to save something. You do. You got to. And how can you do that? I don't know. You might have a living situation where you could have a roommate. You might have a living situation where you could rent out a room. That's smart. But when you do those things, you don't decide to do that and then you spend, spend, spend. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. The idea is that you're going to build. So you find someone and you guys decide, hey, you split your bills, or you decide how you're going to do that. If you happen to be a young person who says, and we talked about this yesterday, so I really want to push this through again today. If you are a young person who graduated, and this is graduation season right now, and you feel like college is not for you, or you feel like you want to take a gap year, well, have that discussion with your parents. Have that discussion, but also have a plan, because college is not for everybody. And you can do this very smart. Put yourself a little 3-year plan together, and you give yourself that time limit, because you don't want to go beyond that. Okay? You get a job, get you a full-time job, get you 2 full-time jobs. Make some type of commitment to pay some type of bill within that household, whatever arrangement that you make with your family. And you make sure that you do that, and you do that timely, and do that with respect. Do that. But make sure that you're saving money. Because see, this is for you to get yourself together. This isn't for you to just stay at home. This isn't for you to be at home and feel like the same teenager who was on the couch, or may have been on the couch, and you're playing your video games. That's not what you want to do. You're trying to elevate. You're trying to grow. That's what we're talking about. You want to grow. You want to grow out of that space. And you can do that. But you got to have that plan. Got to put that money aside. I see we got Tori here in the building. Good to see you here, Tori. She says, hey, everybody. All right. She was like, oh my gosh, me and Kadaris was just talking about this literally. Wow. It's important. I mean, it's the season. This is the season to be having these conversations. And a lot of young people and a lot of parents are having the conversation. Now, ideally, before they cross that stage, this is a conversation that you've already had. But sometimes people have second thoughts. Some of these things need to be revisited, and you just need to do it. You got to have the conversations. But I say, have your plan, because there's nothing that you cannot accomplish if you have a plan. You dig what I'm saying? So be responsible. Get it together. Find you a job. Don't feel like you're above doing any particular thing. Don't let anyone make you feel a particular way for whatever job that you work. Never, ever let anyone job shame you. Because if you out here trying to make an honest dollar, you got my respect. Don't worry about that thing about minimum wage and whatever it is. Listen, we know it's difficult. But if you put your plan together and you've worked that out with your parents, and you know that you're putting a certain amount of money to the side, you are making sure that whatever bill that you're committed to, that you're paying that particular bill, and honor that. Do not feel like it is your parent and it's okay and you can get away with it if you don't pay it this month. Don't do that. You want to start building up that responsibility of beginning to pay bills, because nothing out here is free. And when you're out here on your own, nobody's going to tell you when to pay these bills. You're not going to get a reminder like your mama or someone in your family, your dad, asking you, did you pay so-and-so? And usually mamas, we do that a lot. Did you pay your phone bill? Did you pay the light bill? No, nobody's going to ask you that. But what they will do is they will put some service charges on there, late charges on there. And if you don't pay attention to that, guess what they will do? Click, click. They're going to cut you off. And you don't want to do that, because then there's a whole lot that you have to go through. You've got to get reconnected, and there's going to be service charges for that, when all you had to do was be responsible. So that's what it's about. You're in the real world now, okay? Somebody got to let you know you're in the real world now. So act like it. But there's nothing wrong with the young people who make a decision to not immediately go to college. It happens all the time. And I don't really agree with the idea that an 18-year-old really knows what they really want to do with the rest of their life. So you're making a commitment to a subject matter or a field of degree. You don't know. Some students don't know. Lots of kids go to college and they have no idea what they want to major in. Do not feel bad about that, because let's be honest, the first couple of years of your course study are going to be the basics for any degree that you decide to get. So you will have an opportunity to figure that out. You do, but you also don't have to rush. There's no age on getting a college degree. You don't have to do that at 18. You can make a decision to go to college if you want to at 24, 25. You can decide at 40. But know what you want to do. It is really an expensive commitment. You know that it's an expensive commitment, because we have, if you see, and if you're watching the news or if you're paying attention any at all, you know that there is a whole lot of student loan debt out here. There are many people who are under heavy pressures from student loan debt. So it would make a lot of sense if you decide and to really think about what you want to do. And I don't want to say you have to be sure, but have a really good idea. Have an idea. Have a plan. Y'all get it? I just want to say congratulations to all of the graduates. I want to tell you guys that we're proud of you. We're proud of you. You've made it. You've shown that you can commit to something and that you can accomplish something. You've shown that you learn how to study. You've learned how to learn. And it doesn't stop there. You still have to continue to better yourself. You can always learn more, but you know how to do that now. You don't have to necessarily have a teacher or professor in your face telling you what to do and giving you an assignment. If there's anything that you want to know or learn, if you have a business idea, you know how to do the research. That's what all of these school practices and habits were about. Do the homework, the research, the groundwork. That's what that is. That's where you start applying all of these schoolings into the real world, into your real life. Because there's not a whole lot that you can't do if you do the work. See, a lot of y'all you look at people and you think they have all of these things and you think that they're lucky. No, they're not. They work different. They work a lot harder than you work. So it's going to be important not to judge people's pockets. They made decisions and sacrifices to do things that you may not be making decisions and sacrifices to do. So somebody needs to tell you that. Somebody needs to let you know that. It's not a harsh truth. It's just reality. Because you can have anything that you want out here. We're living, if you're listening to me, I mean, I know that the internet is international, but I'm talking to you from the United States of America. And you can have just about anything that you want here in this country if you are willing to work for it. If you are going to be smart with your money, there's nothing that you can't do here. Now, we can get into a lot of things in terms of racism and diversity in the workplace and all of those things. I will not deny that. And I cannot deny that. I know that that is a fact. I do. But I also know that you can make it here. You can. And that's when we start stepping outside of our spaces, stepping outside of those small spaces, getting out of that small aquarium. You can't grow in that small flower pot, staying in that same community, in that same household. You got to expand. You see how that comes back full circle? You got to expand. When you want more, you got to do more. And you need space to do it. You got to have space to grow. You dig? Now, I want to enjoy my weekend just like everybody else. I know you guys are getting ready. I know a lot of you are probably out here grocery shopping, getting what you're going to get to put on the grill. Some of y'all going out to the beach. I want you to have fun. And I want to do the same thing. The show's on the road. I'm on the road. But I want to go to the grocery store and get some things to put on the grill too. That's right. I'm with my son. I'm with my daughter. I'm with my family, my aunt, my uncle, my cousins. And we're going to share some love here just like the rest of you guys. All right? I'm going to see you guys again on Monday. Yeah, we're going to make it make sense. I don't know what we're going to be talking about. But if you guys want to keep dropping me the DMs, put it in the DMs. Something that we need to be talking about. Something that needs to make sense. Something that you've heard in the news and you're trying to figure out, does this make sense? Make this make sense to me. All right? But I'm going to go. I'm cutting it short today. It's Freedom Friday, and I want to feel a little bit of freedom. I'm getting ready to get free. All right? Before I get out of here, you know what I want to do? I want you guys to get in just a little bit of that breath work. We going to get that breath work in. Y'all have fun. Let's do some breath work. Inhale to the count of 4. Hold that a few seconds. Exhale. Hold that a few seconds. Inhale again. Hold a few seconds. Exhale. And hold that a few seconds. Inhale one more time. Hold a few seconds. And exhale. Yeah. Now, don't you feel great? I feel great. I appreciate you guys. And if nobody gave you a smile today, if nobody smiled today, you just close your eyes and give yourself a big smile and see how that feels for you. All right? Y'all be great out here. That's what we do. One love, y'all.